Have you guys heard of the game series, The Borderlands? So they had this movie come out called Borderlands. And what people are saying right now is that it might be the worst movie ever made. As you guys know, Borderlands, great games. Almost all of them are great games.
Now, is Borderlands...
Except the new one.
I know.
Except for Borderlands 1.
That's a great game. I just finished playing it yesterday again.
It's awful.
I know the other day we were talking about Fallout, and then I brought up the fact that I have BioShock. Is Borderlands closer to Fallout than BioShock is?
So here's the deal with Borderlands. You ever heard of Diablo?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like Diablo mixed with Fallout.
Had sex with BioShock.
Had sex with you mix all those three, and then you give some unique creativity in it, and that's Borderlands.
So you said that it because I haven't heard anything about it, but you said it's a really bad movie, or it's being perceived as a really bad movie.
So right now the Rotten Tomato score is 8%.
Jeez.
Yeah, but like,
the audience review is 43% liked it.
Well, see, I don't really trust Rotten Tomatoes because they don't know.
I don't either.
They don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Well,
they say shitty.
From what I've seen, from the trailer, this movie's pretty bad. I actually listened to a review of it.
Is it like a
he said it's like a PG-13 movie.
My brother went to go see it because he's like probably the biggest Borderlands fan I know, and he pretty much hate that entire movie from front to back.
So, okay.
I mean, what could have went wrong with it, though? When you think of a serious, tall, black male character, who do you think of?
Motherfucker Jones.
Do you think of Kevin Hart?
Wow. Oh no, wait.
That's what they had.
I think Anthony Mackie, to be honest with you.
Who is that?
The guy who played Captain America.
What?
The Falcon?
That dude's white.
No, the guy who played Captain America.
Yeah. What's his name? Chris something, right?
No, he doesn't play Captain
Steve Rogers.
America. Yeah, it's Steve Rogers. But then the new Captain America, which was the second Captain America, he was the Falcon, but now he's Captain America.
How the fuck does that make sense?
Because he got the shield.
Captain America.
What happened to Captain America?
He died in the movies, and then the Falcon
Spoiler
took up
alert! Thanks for spoiling the movie.
mantle.
Come on now. Those movies have been out for fucking 10 years now. There's no spoiling anymore. If you haven't seen it by now, it's your own damn fault. If you're watching this podcast and you haven't seen the Avengers movies, there's something wrong with you.
What movie did he die in?
The last one, Infinity War.
He died in Endgame.
Endgame, sorry. Yeah, Endgame. You don't remember at the end of the movie, he's sitting on the bench, and
I didn't watch those yet. I was planning on watching them.
You fucking lying sack of shit. You've seen it too. You have.
I have not seen either of those movies.
Those movies came out in what, 2015, 16? No, because the original Avengers came out in 2012.
It was after when I was in high school, so I think like 2020, I think.
Yeah, I was going to say, the original Avengers movie came out in 2012, I remember, so it had to have been years down the road. But still, it's been out for at least, we'll say 3 years. At minimum, it's been out for 3 years. So you're telling me in the last 3 years you haven't seen it? It's on every single streaming platform.
That's not.
You're lying.
I have not seen it. I don't watch bad movies.
It's not a bad movie. That's a good movie.
It's a Marvel movie, though.
Yeah. At least it's not a DC movie.
They make terrible movies.
They don't make terrible. I mean, they're making shitty shit now because Disney owns them, and they're like just pumping out garbage content. Have you seen She-Hulk?
From what I heard, they get bad after Infinity War.
So on the topic of Marvel films, what do you guys think of the kind of more like racial undertones of like the Winter Soldier, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, in addition to like the new Captain America New World Order movie. Like it have a lot of racial undertones in those movies. What do you think about that?
I don't even know what those movies are.
I've seen The Winter Soldier. I don't. What racist undertones? Are you talking about Russians? Like
No, like they had racial undertone, not racist, racial, like how it was, how it was saying
Like,
how like the Falcon, how like the United States in that movie and that TV show weren't really ready for a black man to be Captain America, and that he could relate more to the people after the blip because he knew what it was like to be discriminated against, but anyways, like I would bring that up because it relates to the main topic of this video, whitewashing, or just in general,
main
like
topic.
whitewashing in like Hollywood in general, and like people brought up
so
Captain America with that movie, how like
you can't use the term whitewashing anymore. It's racial washing now because people are also claiming black washing.
Because there's black washing, Mexican washing.
Yeah. Like when
Asian
you
washing.
look at movies like The Little Mermaid.
Of that kind of topic. So people were complaining about like, why did they pick a black man? Why didn't they pick the Bucky the Winter Soldier? And like they picked the Falcon versus Bucky is because that was the order it happened in the comic books. It was Captain America died, and then the Falcon took it up, and then the Falcon retired, and then it was Bucky after. So that was the basic.
So here's what I think they should do. I think that instead of killing the character off to make them black, they just shouldn't kill off the character and then make an original black character for a black actor.
I mean, they do that, but like that character would not have a name recognition.
Yeah, but like
that's not entirely
how,
true.
Like, you have to make it. Like, I understand, but like you gotta make it.
Have you ever heard of like a Static Shock?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a great show, great comic.
Or like Captain America, just the term. And not the specific character Steve Rogers. Steve Rogers Captain America. Where also the Falcon is also Captain America as well. It's a name Captain America and not a specific character, if that makes sense.
Things are kind of free when it comes to like the Marvel universe because it's a multiverse. You can have a Captain America of every single race, every single color because there's infinite, you know? Just like in the show What If, there was the British Captain America that was Peggy Carter, you know? That's a white woman. So Marvel's really not the best example to talk about like racial washing because
I was gonna say The Little Mermaid. I was gonna bring that up.
Yeah, that's a good example right there.
So Little Mermaid. The Little Mermaid is a fictional movie with a white mermaid, and then they remade it to have a black mermaid. I think when it comes to fictional characters, nobody should give a shit because they're fictional characters, right? I don't give a shit because Ariel went from being white to black. The original, or the only thing, I have the original, like Little Mermaid by Hans Christian Andersen up on my screen right now. The only mention of her, any color in the entire story, I went through, read it all, highlighted it. It said that she was clear in mermaid form. And then it said that when she got turned to a human, it said that her white legs, that's all it said, were white legs. That's all it said. It didn't say she was naked. But other than that, like, she was white. As a human, clear as a mermaid in the original source material.
So I like to think of myself as a literal person, you know, a realistic person. So even when it comes to fictional things, I like things to kind of make sense. And the only issue that I have with The Little Mermaid being black is the fact that The Little Mermaid is a mermaid. And mermaids, like you said, like you just read,
They live underwater.
and their mermaid form are clear because the fact that they live underwater, and it's extremely dark down there, so they would have no melanin in their skin. Their skin tones would be not even white, like you said, clear. So when she would turn into a human form, she would turn into the whitest of white people. You know what I mean? She would be like Snow White.
A ginger.
Yeah, exactly. And that's for me, again, this is all fake, hooey. It's just a Disney movie. It's all made make believe. But when it comes to like reality and logic, that's where I don't even care the fact that they made her black. They just did that to appease to a certain crowd in my eyes. It's the logic of it. You can't have a black mermaid. You just can't.
Yeah, but I figured I would bring that up because it have both the basic source material from Hans Christian Andersen and the other movie. It had 3 different things, and from the original thing, all it said was just white legs. That's all it said in the entire thing about her human form and the fact that she was clear. She didn't even name it. She just referred to as the Little Mermaid in the entire series. So
like you said, that's a fictional thing. Another fictional thing I saw earlier was, if you look up the movie Wanted, you've seen Wanted, right? It's got Angelina Jolie in it.
I hate Angelina Jolie.
Jolie, yeah, sorry. Anyway, in that movie, I guess it's based off of a book, and in the book, that woman was a black woman, and they originally were supposed to cast Halle Berry as the woman, and something happened, and Angelina Jolie got the part instead. So there's one example of another fictional thing that's like a live-action fictional thing, where that could be perceived as something that, using old terminology, would be whitewashing, because that character in the rawest form was a black woman that they used a white woman to cast as the character.
Yeah, and
have you guys ever noticed that, like, they're only replacing gingers with black people?
No, I haven't.
Well, not only, but like a lot of like the characters they're replacing with black actors and actresses are usually a ginger.
Name 5.
The Little Mermaid.
Hermione Granger in the new
Hermione.
Harry Potter. I know that one.
There's the girl from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In one of the versions they made them black. Let me look up. Like there's a lot. I can't look them up because it's on my phone. Right?
I have another example of a popular medium. So we brought this up on a previous podcast, but since like this podcast is basically about whitewashing, I want to bring this up. So in the Percy Jackson book, there's a
race washing
named Annabeth, and she describes specifically in the book. It's a main point of her character that she's a blonde white girl with gray eyes. But then in the live action series, she's black. So
I'm not trying to discredit.
I also wanted to bring that up because circumstance is different than most things. The author of the book, Rick Riordan, handpicked that actress to be Annabeth. So the author of the book had direct say on who played his character. So, again, I didn't take an issue with that, even though I technically would have, because that's what that character is supposed to be. She's supposed to be white. Her entire thing, she had to fight through the dumb blonde stereotype. But then when I found out that Rick Riordan handpicked that character, or that actor to pick that character, I was like, maybe they're gonna go about Annabeth had to fight being black to get recognition. So I'm okay with that in that sense, because the original author of the original source material handpicked that actress. What do you guys think about a situation like that?
I mean, it is a fictional character. It is his book, so like.
So my viewpoint for everything fictional. My viewpoint for everything fictional that you're going to ask me is pretty much going to be the same. As long as it makes logical sense for that person to be whatever color they're going to be. It doesn't matter to me. It's a fictional thing. What I want to know is, do you have any examples of factual things that happen, historical things that happen, where they used a person of a different color to portray that person in a Hollywood movie?
Yeah, so I have here, it is, it is, John Wayne playing Genghis Khan.
Right, that's just funny. That's
John
just funny.
Wayne playing Genghis Khan.
You know what? Now that you say that, a couple other things just popped in my head, too.
And then I also have for a black person playing a white character, or like a person of color playing a white character, is like almost the entire cast of Hamilton.
But,
the entire cast of Hamilton.
But that's
or
another
like
thing.
Didn't they make a Cleopatra show with a black actress?
And Cleopatra was Egyptian.
Yeah. No, she's actually not even Egyptian. She's actually Macedonian.
Okay.
So she's like Greek.
Okay. So here's
Nah, she was born in Egypt.
Yeah, but she's of Macedonian descent.
I have the end all be all of whitewashing, okay? Jesus fucking Christ was not a white man. He was born in the Middle East. The dude looked like his name should have been Muhammad. But because of white fucking history, whitewashing, the dude came out looking like a white dude. Like, do you guys see that? Do you understand that? Like, Jesus Christ historically lived in the Middle East. He was born in the Middle East. He was Middle Eastern. There were no
He's not Middle Eastern. He's
there were
even
no
different than
white
that.
people.
He's Israeli.
That's Middle East. That's in the Middle East.
I don't think that a Middle Eastern person would believe that.
Well,
I think they would say that they're Israeli.
I only know one Middle Eastern person, and apparently he's not even Middle Eastern. So
we know a medieval person. He used to work with us.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Yeah, apparently he wasn't even Middle Eastern, but anyway.
Yeah, we thought so, but I guess not.
Yeah. But no, that's what I'm saying is if that's the deepest part of getting down to the core of racial washing, is the fact that America believes Jesus Christ is a white man. He's not a white man. I'm gonna put a picture up on the screen of the actual portrayal of what real Jesus Christ would have looked like.
Yeah, and see at the end of the day, like I would pretty upset that they had in Hamilton. I like that musical. I like the singing in it and the rapping and stuff. That's basically why I like Hamilton, and because of that. But I was kind of upset that they had a black man play the father of our country, George Washington, who everybody know he was white.
Yeah.
So I had a definite problem with that.
No, everybody. You finish first. I want to hear your thing first.
And on top of like the John Wayne thing, he also played a Native American person as well. And
look at Johnny Depp in The Lone Ranger.
Yeah, and on top of that, it bothers me way more when Hollywood makes fictional characters change their color. Not just Hollywood in general, the entertainment industry just try and make real life characters who we know without a doubt in our minds were a specific color.
Now let's get into the best part.
Whether the person is black or white.
Let's get into the best part. Let's talk about the good part of race washing. Have you guys ever seen Tropic Thunder?
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up. So
if you make race washing like that, I think it's A-okay. Have a black dude put on whiteface and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go use my credit card."
Did you know?
Or have what Robert Downey Jr. did. That's funny.
Like that whole movie, he was a character actor.
He was a character that was acting black.
He was a character who plays a character actor who played in blackface. So, yeah. It's a comedy, so it's supposed to be funny. Anyway, what were you going to say?
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Do you guys know that America is the only place in the world that blackface is considered to be racist?
Yeah.
Like, some countries painting your face black like that is like a religion, like they have religious beliefs and stuff behind it. They do ceremonies and shit. And I watched...
I forgot which country it is. It's a country in Europe, like Poland or something like that. You guys know what Black Peter is?
Yeah. It's there's
like an uproar. Oh, it's not religious, but it's like a holiday thing.
Yeah.
And it's not a black dude. It's just a guy who goes on the chimney, kind of like a Santa Claus thing. And he's black from all the charcoal, the coal, and everything.
Yeah.
And I looked like last Christmas time, there was like an uproar because people in America were saying that it's racist and they should stop doing it.
True story.
Like, that's ridiculous.
True story, and I'll even put a picture of myself up to prove that I'm not lying. I got accused of doing blackface one time because I was working at Firestone, the tire company, and I was cleaning out some of the silos where all of the carbon black stuff comes up out of, and I went home that day to take a shower, but before I went home, I stopped to cash my check, and this dude was like freaking out on me because he thought I was wearing blackface. And I was clearly just very dirty, you know what I mean? So to this day, I don't know if he was being serious or not, but I felt like he was calling me racist and yelling at me from his car and all kinds of stuff.
About that, like the America thing, America have one of the most racial backgrounds in terms of history. And so, like, that's why it's such a problem in America, because America have one of the more racial backgrounds.
Yeah, more diverse.
In terms of, like, the most developed country, that's why. But see, most Americans, they are ignorant fucks who just want to complain about shit just to complain about shit.
And their opinions don't matter. Opinions don't matter.
And see, when people do it in America, it's a problem because... Like people would make blackface in the civil rights movement all the time. There was a character literally called Jim Crow, was a white person in black makeup to say, oh, well, these are why these laws that go against black people's rights are correct. There was literally a character in blackface specifically to make fun of them. And that is why that's such a big deal in America, because when you're doing blackface, you are more likely than not either making a really bad insensitive joke or just not realizing making fun of black people. Like, it's a big issue in America because of America's racial background. Like, if they did that shit in the UK, that would be a problem as well. Like,
you know what though? I think, and I hate getting into politics and stuff, but I think that the whole race problem is just another thing brought on by politics to help divide the country in half. How many people do you know that are actually genuinely racist? Black, white, Mexican, or people that are actually genuinely bigots. Normally, in order for you to either be a racist or be a bigot, you have to be born 50 years ago, at least, and have that be your upbringing and whatnot. You know what I mean?
I know like 6-7 people.
And how old are they?
That's crazy.
They range from the age of like 65 to like...
Yeah.
I think they're like 23.
And see, you're going to have a few that trickle down because I did a video.
And these are all people I know in my personal life, and not like Donald Trump, or not like Ben Affleck, or
Ben Affleck.
Well, I'm just naming famous people. It's just and not like all of these, and not like somebody I just famous people. These are all people I know fairly well in my real life.
The other day, I did a video. I don't know if it's going to be released before this one or not, but it was on opinions and how opinions don't matter. And one of the main things that I was talking about is when a child is being brought up, that's when they develop opinions and beliefs and whatnot. So it's the environment that they're raised in that makes them racist. So as we go on and as we move farther as a society, we're getting less racist. So the people that were alive during the height of racism are dying, and fewer of them are passing their beliefs down. So yes, you're still going to have a couple of people that are even our age that do have those core beliefs of bigotry and racism. But for the majority, people, I'd say 100 years from now, racism, bigotry, homophobia, thank you. All of that.
Why is it called homophobia?
All of that stuff will be abolished. You know, I don't think that that's going to be around. I'm not out here raising my kid to hate people. I'm raising my kid to love people. And same thing goes not only with your race, with your sex. It's everything. You got to respect other people's opinions, even though they don't matter. You still got to respect other people's opinions, and you got to not hate people just because they view things differently than you.
See, you can hate people because they view things differently. I had a whole bunch of groups of people because they view things differently than
the most bigoted person I've ever met is the guy right there.
That's what's wrong with society. It's just because you and I look at things differently and have different opinions about things doesn't mean that we don't have to not like each other. Just because...
Yeah, but like there's some people who just generally all horrible people. Like for instance, I hate white supremacists or just neo-Nazis in general. I just hate them.
I hate them. That's a fucking natural. That's a natural thing in life. Nobody likes white supremacists. Nobody likes fucking people. Nobody likes.
I hate supremacists out there. White, black, any supremacist is terrible.
Yeah, anybody that is an extremist on the far left, on the far right, have very extreme opinions.
On your Hulk Hogan video, I saw the dumbest fucking comment I've ever seen in my entire life.
What?
Can you look up the video and there's a comment on there.
Do you want me to put the comment up on the screen?
Yeah, it's the dumbest fucking comment. I don't remember what it said exactly, but it was something. Nobody liked the comment. It was the worst comment I've ever seen, and it was the most biased comment I've ever seen in my entire life.
And here's the thing. That's what I'm saying is you don't have to agree with everybody to like everybody. There are people out there that hold beliefs far different than I, but I'm still good friends with them. Colin, you and I look differently when it comes to politics for the most part, but I still respect you as a person. I don't think you're stupid for thinking the way that you think. It's not your fault that your upbringing and the media that you surrounded yourself with is different than the media I surrounded myself with. It's not my fault that I was born and raised in a different part of the country and had different influences than you. Same thing with Zach. Zach views things differently than me as well. I still respect both of you. I don't want anything bad to happen to either of you just because you might have different beliefs than me. That's a shitty thing to say. That's a shitty thing to think. And I think that's what's wrong with the country. I think that's what's wrong with the world. Not this person's bad or that person's bad. It's the fact that people can't just shut the fuck up and get along. Doesn't matter if you believe different things.